Okay, here's my brand new Black & Decker 1936 model electric cordless battery powered lawnmower. And here you can kind of see what it looks like. That big gray device with a 36 volt is the battery. I have assembled it, just freshly assembled. All I had to do was put this bolt in on this side and one on the other to attach the handle. And that's pretty much all there was to it. So it came packaged in a box, delivered on the front porch, and put together. I plugged it in early this morning to charge it, and you can see the wire here going to the transformer, and you can see the green light is lit, which indicates the battery is fully charged and ready to go. And it's just a normal transformer charger like you would see on a laptop or something like that. Right now I have it plugged into the handle, which goes right here. You can see it can be removed, and then you put in the key to operate. Will not operate without the key. I tethered the key. They said don't do that, but I did it anyway. This orange handle operates the drive. This operates the blade. And I believe, I haven't tried it yet because it's brand new, I have to push this button here in order to engage the blade when I pull the black handle down. I'll try that out in a few minutes. I also had to assemble the bag. Right now I have it where it will catch the grass instead of mulching. In order to mulch, all I have to do is turn this knob here one way or the other, and it just closes or opens a door in the back that lets the grass in the catcher. There's also a one-step wheel height adjustment. You just have to squeeze this handle and push it up or down to adjust the height, and you can see the little gauge on the tire. Okay, now I've taken the mower outside so that I can cut the grass. The grass isn't very tall. It's almost a week's growth. St. Augustine, which is very common here in South Texas. There is a battery indicator on top. You press this button and it will show lights. I don't know how well you can see that, if you can see that, but there are 3 green lights. So that shows all the way to here it is lit. So full charge battery. And if you want to remove the battery, you just pick this up, which unlocks it, and then this just lifts straight out. Don't need to do that right now, but you can charge the battery outside of the mower. First thing I need to do is install this key. Key is installed. Now let's just see if the mower will move. There it goes. Alright, first test, very good. And actually that's pretty fast, and that's on, from the way I understand it, that's the lowest setting. Okay, see if the mower will engage. Alright, if you just pull the handle by itself, it doesn't. I believe you're supposed to press this button first, so I'll try that. There you go. Looks pretty good. You can hear how loud it is. It's loud, but it's not near as loud as my gas. And there you go. On instant, off in an instant. And no gas. Okay, there is my Toro 6.5 horsepower gasoline mower, which I've had for about 7 years, next to the brand new Black & Decker battery powered electric mower. You can see they're roughly the same size. Now the Toro's 22-inch width cut and the Black & Decker is a 19-inch, so Black & Decker isn't quite as wide. But other than that, you know, as far as the cut goes, other than that, they look fairly much the same. The Toro doesn't have a padded bar. It is self-propelled too. It's a little stiffer to hold the lever. Many years of use, and of course you have the obligatory cord pull to get it started, which it usually starts within 1 or 2 pulls if I pump it enough with gas before I pull the first time. So let me go ahead and get the, there it goes. Okay. And that's how fast it goes. You can kind of tell how loud it is. Pretty loud. Now, one of the differences, you can see the wheels turn. This is front wheel drive. The electric is rear wheel drive. And there it goes. I have to push this button in while I pull this black lever down. See, it's noisy, but it's not as noisy. And it starts instantly. To raise it up a little bit. So here, I'm going to grab this handle, squeeze it, and pull it up to some level. I'm not really sure. Oh, okay. Maybe there. Much better. And probably about the right height. It may be a little bit low still. Okay, I probably should have read the manual about adjusting the height for the kind of grass we have, because St. Augustine likes to be cut kind of high, and so I skipped a step and my lawn is going to suffer for it. But you can see, even with this heavy St. Augustine grass, it did a pretty good job. Now that I got the height adjusted about right, it is great. It's cutting through the grass like butter. Very good. No hesitation, no anything. And I'm doing this one-handed, which is a little awkward, but that just shows you how good the self-propelled feature is. Now, one thing you can do here is turn off the blade and just let the self-propel take it from one place to another without worrying about it. Okay, I mowed the front lawn, and you can see it did a fine job. I have learned a few things. One is, since this is a rear wheel drive, that it certainly turns a lot different than the front wheel drive I'm used to. It kind of bucks the front up sometimes. Even on the slowest speed, it seemed a little bit too fast to me compared to the gas mower that I'm used to, that only has 1 speed. And something that I'd read about, I also verified that if you're using the self-propelled mode here, which is still engaged, it kind of locks the rear wheels. So if you want to pull back, sometimes the rear wheels will lock. Now in this case, right now, it didn't seem to do that. But if you use the automatic drive all the way up against a fence or something, it may be hard to pull back. So you may want to kind of let it glide up to the fence the last few inches so that it's easier to pull back. And I'm used to being able to raise the front wheels to stop the drive motion or to slow it down, and that obviously doesn't work with a rear wheel drive. And some of the times when I would start, it would kind of buck up like that, and which may affect the smoothness of the mowing. But it looks good, and this is the very first time. Okay, I'm working on the backyard now. I've kind of cut out the edges. You can see where I've mowed. I lowered the height of the mower just a little bit from where it was, and I kind of retrimmed the front because it was just a little bit too high. So that's my setting for St. Augustine and the southeast Houston or southeast Texas area near Houston. That screw, I mean, it's fairly good sized grass. Not quite a week old, mid-April. Kind of a little tough to turn with one hand while holding the camera, but it moves as long as it's moving forward. It moves pretty good. Now, I don't recommend anybody try driving one of these with just one hand. I'm sure it's not very safe. Anyway, just to give you an idea of where we're at on charge. So we still have a middle bar lit, so we're about halfway through the battery or so. I'm not sure the exact amount of time I've been running, but it's been a while. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, just for further comparison, go ahead and start the gas mower up and run it a little bit on the same strips I've been cutting with the electric. Okay, here we are with the gas mower. Definitely sounds different from the electric, and you can tell, might be able to tell the going is a lot slower, quite a bit slower on the gas mower. At least it seems to me like it is. So what are first impressions? Old versus new. The old Toro seems to have more power than the new electric, which isn't to be unexpected. I think the Toro's a little easier to turn because I think the Black & Decker goes too fast. So you need to let up before you hit the turn and kind of roll into it, which I'm not used to doing yet. I'm used to the slower Toro at this point, so I haven't quite adjusted to the brand new Black & Decker battery powered. The battery lasted just fine for the whole yard, so that doesn't seem to be a problem, but I don't have a huge yard. This is part of the backyard, so there isn't a whole lot of grass. I think I filled up I don't know what it was, a 20-gallon trash bag, something like that. But it's fairly easy to manage. It is quieter, not as much quieter than the gasoline that I thought. First, you don't have to buy gas, you don't have to pull a cord to start it, so there are quite a few advantages. Plus it folds away a little more easier, I think, for storage, and it seems to work just fine. So far so good. I'm pleased. Mildly disappointed about a few things, but nothing major. I think it might be a keeper, but I'll continue to use it and let you know. So that's it. Just when you put it away, you need to take the key out to disable it so it won't work accidentally. This will fold up. When you take the bag out, you can actually stand it on its end straight up for storage, so you can store in a pretty small area. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my little demonstration. Okay, here's my brand new Black & Decker 1936 model electric cordless battery powered lawnmower. And here you can kind of see what it looks like. That big gray device with a 36 volt is the battery. I have assembled it just freshly assembled. All I had to do was put this bolt in on this side and one on the other to attach the handle, and that's pretty much all there was to it. So it came packaged in a box, delivered on the front porch, and put together. I plugged it in early this morning to charge it, and you can see the wire here going to the transformer, and you can see the green light is lit, which indicates the battery is fully charged and ready to go. And it's just a normal transformer charger like you would see on a laptop or something like that. Right now I have it plugged into the handle, which goes right here. You can see it can be removed, and then you put in the key to operate. Will not